Check.
We're live.
What's up, dude?
Nothing. It's just been a day. It's been a day.
Yeah. Gray left his debit card at the restaurant that me and him went to last night. And so on his drive here.
It well, for the record, it was like a 30-minute drive for me yesterday. So I was like, oh, this isn't like the worst thing in the world. Today, it was over an hour.
Rush hour, dude.
Yeah.
That rush hour Dallas traffic is fucking no joke.
Yeah, it was bad. And, well, the other thing was, because I asked you last night on the phone, because when I realized that I didn't have my debit card, I was probably 15 minutes away from my house. And so I called you and I asked, hey, just how far do you live from this place? And you said 30 minutes. And I was like, all right, I'll bite the bullet. Like, I'll just, after I get off work tomorrow, like, I'll just drive 30 minutes, be a little hour, but shouldn't be too bad. Couldn't have been more wrong. It ended up being a 2-hour drive. I may as well just gone back to East Texas, gone back home. Could be on the boat right now, but you know what? I chose not to because I want to do this podcast. This is what I look forward to now.
Hey, but you have the boat weekend on your birthday this weekend to look forward to.
That is right. It is my birthday this weekend. I'm going ape shit. I'm not even going to lie.
Going back to your debit card, you don't have a credit card?
Nope.
Why not?
Just haven't gotten around to that yet.
You should definitely do that.
All right.
Because listen, I heard this.
You've inspired me. I'm in. I'll do it.
Deal. Because they say never use a debit card to buy things. The reason why is because if something were to happen, like a fraud or stealing money or whatever it is, a debit card is your money, but a credit card is the bank's money. So they'll always get their money back. They don't really care about your money. They care about their money because you use a credit card and borrowed money from them to buy something.
Credit card's really sticking it to them, huh?
Yep. Credit card is a guaranteed way you'll get your money back. So they'll just deny it. They'll just cancel it. They don't care.
Yeah.
They own the money. They're like, cancel. Sorry.
Well, you got me. You're good. You're good because I'm in. That's what I'm going to do right after my birthday.
Booyah. 24?
24. It got here quick. But it's cool.
Dude, you're almost 30.
I know. I was thinking that today.
Imagine the day you turn 30.
I'm going to be like, holy shit. I remember when I turned 24. That felt way long ago.
The CRWN Cinema Podcast number 1000. Whenever me and you are both in our... I won't be 30. I'm 2 years younger than you.
Are you?
No, 1. No, I'm 22 right now. So I'm about a little over 1.
Yeah.
So I turned 23 this year.
Yeah. We're pretty much at the point where age doesn't matter anymore for me and you. Like, we're pretty much just the same age.
Yeah, unless you're like 40, then it maybe. Even then, not really.
I just mean, yeah, like I could go hang out with some 35-year-olds.
I was going to say, but maybe 40-year-olds is a little weird, but even then, it's not really. I could hang out with 40-year-olds.
I think we've done that already. I think we've actually had some really good times with like older people.
All right.
Shit, I'll hang out with 60-year-olds. That's what I do when I go back home anyways. Have a grand time.
6-year-olds that like to party are probably the best to hang out with.
I know. They
don't give a fuck.
They don't give a damn. But, so yeah, I turned 24. I guess I can hang out with 60-year-olds. That's where we're at. What movie are we watching? I don't even know. I told Kate I didn't even want to know till right here on this podcast.
We're gonna go back to back Guy Ritchie. We're gonna watch the new Guy Ritchie movie, The Covenant.
Covenant? Wow. Didn't see that one coming.
I've been requesting this movie for the past 3 episodes. I almost didn't pick it this time, but I'm like, nah. I just want to get it over with. I've heard it's good. It's got like a 90% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah,
I've heard mixed reviews. Mainly from my roommates. They watched it probably 3 weeks or a month ago, and they said they didn't really like it. So
I have no idea what to expect, to be honest with you.
Neither do I. I haven't even seen a trailer for this movie, so I really don't know what we're about to get into.
It's about a guy in Afghanistan, and I think what happens is there's an interpreter that works with Jake Gyllenhaal's character, because this starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
So Jake Gyllenhaal's working with this interpreter And I believe whenever he was serving, Jake Gyllenhaal's character got captured by the Taliban or the whatever terrorist group this movie focuses on.
Probably Al Qaeda.
And this interpreter goes and saves him. He saved him from, the capture. And then I think Jake Gyllenhaal's character leaves Afghanistan and he comes back because the interpreter's been captured. So now he has to come back and save his family or something like that. He saved him. Now he's got to save him again. That's I think the premise of this story.
Okay.
Let's
sounds riveting.
Let's be good movie podcast hosts and actually read the description and know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. During the war in Afghanistan, a local interpreter risked his own life to carry an injured sergeant across miles of grueling terrain. But I thought that they both saved each other at some point. I thought I read that somewhere.
Well, that could have just been a spoiler. So thanks for that. If it was.
This has Homelander is in this one.
Really?
Yep. Anthony Starr.
Awesome.
And he's third on the cast list, so he's probably actually in it.
Yeah, probably a pretty prominent character.
What's cool? Oh, never mind.
I'm excited for this, especially after we just watched Snatch last week. I was really obviously just infatuated with how Guy Ritchie did that movie, so I really am excited for this. Jake Gyllenhaal, like I said, I actually have not even really heard anything about this movie. I didn't know the cast for this movie, so hearing that Jake Gyllenhaal and Anthony Starr,
yep,
and it's always just going to be Homelander. Hearing that they're both
that guy
he
can never not be Homelander. He has such an iconic.
He's
evil,
typecast.
Dude.
It's like Henry whatever Superman.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, I'd give him a little bit. I mean, he might be the new James Bond. But anyways, all I'm saying is I'm excited because this director has made a great first impression on me. And, I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is arguably just one of the best actors we'll ever see in our lifetime. So
he's got some good movies.
He's got some great movies.
He's also got some weird ones, though. He's got some weird ones.
But I've seen his weird ones. I actually watched Donnie Darko. What was that? I was just alone at the house one day for 3 days straight. None of my roommates came back, so I was like, well, okay, I guess I'll just, I don't really have much to do. I guess I'll watch this Donnie Darko shit. My sister had told me, she was like, it's a really good movie. Watched it. It was weird, but I weirdly liked it.
It's about time travel. What is it?
What is it about? Is it time travel?
I haven't seen it. I've heard about it, though. I have heard it's also really weird.
It is time travel. But it's like a weird take on time travel.
During the presidential election of 1988, a teenager named Donnie Darko sleepwalks out of his house one night and sees a giant, demonic-looking rabbit named Frank, who tells him the world will end in 28 days. When Donnie returns home, he finds that a jet engine has crashed into his bedroom. Is Donnie living in a parallel universe? Is he suffering from mental illness? Or will the world really end? Wow.
Yeah, but it gets weird.
I believe it. That is a very strange
but the acting was good. Seth Rogen is in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, he plays
Ricky Danforth.
I think he plays the bully or one of the bullies. Can't even really remember. It was a very small role, but I just remember seeing it. I was like, what the fuck? What? Seth Rogen? What?
Yeah. That's a kid. He's an actor that when he's in a serious role, you're like, was he a serious character?
Yeah.
You're like, what? Why? It kind of throws you off. Like Will Ferrell, can't ever take him serious in a movie.
But you can. I've seen him in movies that are somewhat meant to be taken seriously.
Are they trash though?
Yeah, I wasn't. Well, one of them I liked a lot. It was kind of funny, lighthearted, but it was also damn, it had a message. One of the movies was just about Will Ferrell being an alcoholic that is evicted from his house, and then he's sitting on the lawn, and it's supposed to be kind of funny, but I remember just thinking damn, this is way more sad than I thought it was going to be. So I mean, it can happen. We've definitely seen comedic actors take on more serious roles, and if you go into it with a more open mind, you can be really taken by surprise.
I like the Will Ferrell and Adam McKay combo. That's the one who writes Talladega Nights.
That's legendary.
Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Every great, funny Will Ferrell movie you've seen, Adam McKay has probably written it.
Yeah.
Except for like Kicking and Screaming. I don't think he did that one.
No. And I just tried watching that for the first time, and it was like a movie I just decided to fall asleep to.
Yeah.
Because there are just like a couple scenes from it that I was just like, this is really funny. Like, you're the juice box guy. Your job is to go get me the juice box. Now go run and get me a juice box.
I've never seen it. I think I've also watched it on a time when I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
So I don't.
But anyways, The Covenant. That's what we're watching today.
Yep.
And I'm really excited. And let's do this.
Whoa. You have a mustache.
I do have a mustache. I've been wanting to have a summer stash for, about 24 years now. And, I finally, I've been growing like this subtle beard, but like, I'm kind of like trimming it, but I would not touch the mustache. Now I have the mustache. Everything's already changed for me. My life has changed. It's been amazing. It's only going to get better from here. I definitely have a bet with a coworker of mine, or not even a bet, just a deal that we're both going to grow handlebar mustaches like Mario.
I wish I could grow a handlebar mustache. I have this weak mustache that I've been rocking for a little bit. I like it though.
Don't give up on me, Kate Harvey.
No, I'm not. I'm rocking this thing for a while. Like I don't plan on shaving it for anytime soon.
Yeah. The problem is right now, like it's like connected to my nose hairs, which some people might be like, oh, that's TMI. That's gross. I don't give a damn. That's what is happening right now. And that part has been like, quite frankly, annoying the shit out of me. And so I just gotta get that. You gotta get
like some clippers and just go.
I know. No, I gotta get like.
I'll give you my Manscaped trimmers.
I gotta get like equipment. Yeah, it's weird. I hate it.
You can use my Manscaped trimmers.
Thank you. Sponsored by Crown.
Yeah, I use those on my balls.
I'll just wash them.
You can't. Actually, you might be able to. I think it's waterproof. Sponsored by Crown.
All right, I'll still use them.
All right. Let's start this movie. Mustache Podcast. Out.
And we're back.
We just watched The Covenant. In your eyes, I would say it's safe to say Guy Ritchie's 2 for 2.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. I
don't understand how people said they didn't like that movie. I thought the movie was fucking awesome.
Holy shit. Bad roommates.
Yeah, dude. That movie was badass.
Yeah. My roommate said that this movie was just like too slow. It was kind of dragged on. He couldn't have been more wrong.
I think the thing that Guy Ritchie does the best is pace the movie out to where it doesn't feel boring.
That was that was great.
Even the fact when he montaged it out to show that he remembered the whole entire journey, even though we rewatched everything we just watched again, it still didn't feel boring.
Yeah. Well, plus, and I mean, if you're just really paying attention to the movie, and if you understand, pretty much what Jake Gyllenhaal's character has gone through. I mean, hey, lady, sorry, we have an intrusion.
Got a guest.
No big deal. What was I saying? He just pretty much thought he was gonna die.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Sorry, we got dog interference. Walking over wires.
Yep.
Just messing up the whole set.
Yep.
Lady, get out of here. Yeah, there you go.
She's gonna come back.
She caught the vibe.
Well,
lost train of thought.
Tough, yeah.
I appreciate the fact that this movie highlighted the interpreters and separated the fact of the Afghanis from the Taliban. 'Cause I think some Americans might, in the past at least, might have just kind of thought everybody in the Middle East was the Taliban. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely a clear-cut line between people that are the Taliban and people that just live in the Middle East that are from Afghanistan.
Right.
Like, a lot of people from Afghanistan are the enemy of the Taliban. Like, they don't like them. They hate them. It's, it's not like they're proud to be in that country. They want, some of them, the U.S. came over, obviously, and they kind of fucked some shit up in Afghanistan, but they were appreciative, I think, some of them at least, of the fact that they were trying to kill the Taliban.
Yeah.
So I like seeing a movie where they kind of highlight the fact that the interpreters are a huge part
Yeah,
of
no,
the
this
help of the force over there.
this movie definitely showed some good, because I feel like a lot of Hollywood movies, they kind of exploit, all the bad reasons for America being there. I couldn't think of anything specific, but this movie did a good job of explaining kind of the state that the Middle East was in, especially this was 2018.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of thought, I knew that there's always just going to be this never ending battle between America and whatever bad forces are in the Middle East. But this happened in 2018. This is a story that I thought I would have heard about in like 2008,
Yeah.
even longer, like
I think he might have, because I don't think it's a true story. I think the last pictures were just showing the.
it says based on a true story.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah.
Missed that one. But I think what I was going to
inspired by true events. So there could be just multiple stories of interpreters.
Yeah. So like what you're saying is how usually Hollywood will try to show like all the negatives. I think Guy Ritchie did a good job showing the negatives, but showing the triumphant story.
Yeah.
In it, because it at the end of the movie, once they rescue the interpreter through the whole thing and they get his visa and he comes over, they highlighted the fact that there's still a lot of interpreters hiding in Afghanistan, and some of them got killed by the Taliban when the Taliban took back over the country. And so this could have been a movie that was just showing the horrific things that the United States did and just kind of giving you just a sad, fuck America kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
But he played it in and like, let's give somebody a thing to cheer about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to, hate them. It was a fun movie.
It was a fun movie. It was a fun movie.
Hey, lady. We're getting dog interrupted again.
Yeah. It's just a lot of distractions.
All right, let me look it up.
Tonight.
Let me look it up if this is actually based on a true story or not. We're also getting a Polaroid taken of us right now.
There's just a lot going on.
There's a lot going on right now. All right, was the Covenant a true story? It's not based on one specific true story from the war from Afghanistan. It's just kind of based on the whole entire relationship. So yeah, I think Guy Ritchie placed it in 2018 to give it something that feels relatable right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he would have done it in 2008, it kind of is attached a little bit. That's 10 plus years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is still happening. I think that's another point of making it.
Well, not anymore. Well, I guess the interpreter's part, yeah. Because the United States isn't in Afghanistan anymore.
Right. There's just
But
like
the
shedding.
interpreters,
I think it's more shedding light on the fact that, a lot of Americans kind of just forgot about the fact that we were there. But like this is shedding light on the idea that this was a continuation. Like it kept going even though it wasn't so much in the spotlight anymore.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that he said it in 2018.
Yeah. Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal, he plays a very good character who has like turmoil in his head.
Yeah.
He plays a very good character who's a good guy, but he's got like this mental thing in his head, and you just see the pain in his eyes and in his face. He plays that character so well.
He's really good at, this is going to sound so weird, but I feel like I've just seen it so many times at like doing the like so mad that it looks like your veins are about to just pop out of your face look. Mm-hmm. I mean, he has that down. Like, I wonder how he practiced that. Like, I wonder how you could practice that, because there's no way it can actually be healthy for you. Because, like, there were so many times in this movie where he just looked like he was about, like, it looked like his head was about to just pop. And, like, the veins in his neck looked like they were about to just explode. It borderline looks disgusting.
Yeah, he plays that guy who's got that darkness inside of him.
Yeah.
That's what he's
I
great
mean,
at.
it just makes you wonder. I mean, does Jake Gyllenhaal have the darkness in him?
Well, to all the Taylor Swift fans out there, they would say yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, so pretty much, I guess that there's this whole thing. Well, you could probably explain it better than me.
I could explain it pretty well.
Cade's fiance she tried explaining to me about how Jake Gyllenhaal is like a bad person because he did something to Taylor Swift, and no offense, I'm usually a good listener, but that one went in one ear and rat out the other. So sorry.
Yeah, I think the whole thing with that is just that Jake Gyllenhaal was an older dude. I think he was probably in his 30s or early, late 20s, and she was like 19 when they dated, and he was, you know, a fucking star in Hollywood, and she was a new coming star in the music industry. And he's just a dude who's probably got a big ego, you know what I mean, and he wasn't looking for love. I mean, it's a 19-year-old girl named Taylor Swift who's making hits, and she's pretty, and he's a 30-year-old movie star. So you kind of expect him not to probably treat her the best.
Yeah, probably not. You know, I just
I like to mess with Mercedes and say that I think Taylor Swift thought they were dating, but there was just like a hookup for Jake Gyllenhaal.
He's like,
and she wrote a whole album about it. She's about to scream in her car as she listens to this.
Yeah, he probably like got home one day and his boys sent him the album. He was like, "Holy fuck, what?
Wait, what?
Oh my God, her last name's Swift?
Yeah,
I didn't even get that far.
Oh, that's who that was?
Oh shit! Wow, she's got an incredible voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He becomes a fan.
Yeah, just had no idea that she was even a singer.
Yeah, I like the movie. I thought he did very well. I love the way he shoots them.
Yeah.
The shots, because I feel like a lot of war movies kind of look the same, but this definitely had that Guy Ritchie spin where it had these cool creative shots, and the way they framed it was very nice.
What were some of your favorite shots from this one?
I like the last shot whenever it's just you see both of them hanging out of the helicopter, but they're kind of cut off, but they fill the whole frame.
Yeah.
Usually they don't show like it. He kind of he fills the frame in a different way than most filmmakers don't.
Yeah.
He had a lot of point of view shots. How like when he looks down at his gun, you see his gun, and it's from his point of view.
I thought the montage of Jake Gyllenhaal's character John Kinley finally remembering it's been 7 weeks since the incident has happened, and so pretty much he suffered like just like the worst concussion you could get easily, and by the time he has made it home, he's been in and out of the hospital. It's been 7 weeks since he was like officially rescued, and he has no recollection of what happened at all. And then but he understands that the guy has obviously saved his life. He gets that. I mean, there's just no questioning that. And so he's like trying to get his visa for him because like, holy shit, they still haven't gotten the visa. He's like the number one enemy on the Taliban.
Yeah, if that was an American soldier, he would have gotten the Medal of Honor.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so he's just pissed and he can't get anybody on the phone. And, you know, after I think it's like close to 30 days, he's so like drunk and angry, breaks stuff at his own like auto repair shop. And then he has this crazy, you know, realization. He remembers everything, which is something that happens to a lot of people like in car accidents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he slowly comes back over time.
Yeah. Like I know a couple people that have like been in really bad car wrecks, and then for like, you know, a month or months, they don't remember anything. And then like one day just hits them. Mm-hmm. And so I thought the montage, I mean, that's really how it works. When you have that bad of a head injury or even trauma, and you just like, it's like your mind just doesn't want you to remember it. But then one day it's like it can't even help itself. And so
I think that montage was even over a course of weeks or not weeks, but it was over days. So like it took him days and a few weeks for him to finally remember everything. And as he's remembering it, he's like, oh my God, like this guy literally went through hell.
Yeah.
To bring me here. So I'm sitting here in a bed with my family. Yeah. And he's hiding out from the Taliban, having to run from them and keep his family safe.
Yeah.
While I'm here comfy and cozy. He's like, I can't.
In LA. In a really nice house.
Yeah.
John Kinley was doing well for himself. He did not have to go back.
Yep. I was telling Gray, because one point in the movie, he goes back to his mechanic shop that his wife has been running while he's been overseas. And he walks in and one of the mechanics is like, morning, boss. And it's like, dude, imagine you're working for a company where your boss is on leave. The CEO or the owner of the company is on leave because he's overseas fighting for our country. And then he rolls back in for work and you're like, God damn it. I love working for you.
Yeah. And it's not even some BS. You literally know he's boots on the ground in Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah. You know, he's about to get like one of the biggest medals ever because of how he survived.
Yeah. On top of that, remember his wife even says at one point in the movie, we have thought you were dead for 3 weeks. Like we had accepted it in a sense. Like that was crazy.
I wonder if that happened to you in real life, would the government, would they just wait it out, or was it like a courtesy, like, hey, he might be gone? Like they come and give you a courtesy.
I think usually they say MIA.
They don't want to give you false hope, maybe.
Right.
They're like,
so,
hey, we're looking for him, but he's probably gone.
But more than anything, that just tells you that whole journey that Ahmed and John Kinley went through, it was 3 weeks. Like that dude pushed him over the mountains for 3 weeks.
I mean,
obviously they make it look a lot quicker in the movie.
At least, because they might not pronounce him dead until after a couple days or maybe a couple weeks even. They're like, okay, now he's dead. Then it could have been 3 weeks after that.
Yeah, so at least 3 weeks. I feel like typically it's a MIA thing.
Well, when you show up and everybody's dead in your platoon, or I don't know if it's called a platoon, but your like entire squad is dead, and then y'all two are gone, you would just assume that they captured them and they're gonna go put a video out on
right. So you're
Taliban,
just waiting
YouTube.
but you're just waiting for the video. So you still can't put KIA, like it's still MIA because
right.
You know that you'll get that video soon. You know, so I agree, but I don't know. I mean, it's probably just something. It's just crazy to think about. Like if you had a very close person and you go boots on the ground in one of the most dangerous parts of the world, and they're actively fighting, and then you hear that they've been missing for 3 weeks, and you know that their squad's already dead. Like, so they're either on the run, captured, or dead. Like, you're probably gonna like really do the math there and just kind of come to the conclusion yourself that they're dead.
Yeah,
which is terrible.
Yeah,
like I'm sure they still had hope, but you're really just waiting for the news that he is dead.
Yeah, you can't expect after a Taliban attack and everybody's dead that your one guy got out alive. Like, it's, the lone survivor is one of those stories, but that's a very rare story. You know, when that stuff kind of happens, it's war. It's the Taliban. Not saying that they're like an extremely powerful force, but I mean they're violent, and if they've killed 4 other U.S. soldiers, they've probably killed the other ones. Yeah. So you just kind of have to expect that. So that's. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so back to the movie. I gotta say, Ahmed, what a character, man. I mean, with the shits immediately.
Yeah, I liked how they wrote him. You could tell that he is just so focused on his mission of getting his family out that he'll take whatever shit he has to do. He'll deal with Jake Gyllenhaal, John Kinley's ego of kind of like bitching him out, like, hey, don't do this, don't do that, even though he knows
I'm your sergeant. I'm your superior. Like, listen to me. Yeah. And he's like, okay.
Yes, sir.
But he's so pretty much like Ahmed. It's Ahmed. Yeah. Ahmed's like introduction scene is Jake Gyllenhaal's character is asking him, like, I hear you're good with cars. And Ahmed's like, I'm good with anything with an engine. And Jake Gyllenhaal like points to the truck that he's driving and he says, all right, well, what is this?
But he said it with a little bitchy attitude. He's like, okay, well, what's that then?
Yeah, it's a test. Like, all right, smart guy, like, show me, like, what kind of engine is this? But he doesn't say what kind of engine is this. He just, what is this? And Ahmed looks at him. That's an engine. And you know, and it's not even like sarcasm or like any kind of retaliation. He's just like, he's a factual, to the point guy. Like, that's an engine.
Yeah, he's not he's not here to play around. He's trying to get his family out, and he's not. He was always in control of his emotions. He never flailed out. He's one, like, when you have that strong of a mission and that strong of a will, it's, your emotions don't matter anymore. It's just, how do I do it? How do I do it successfully? If I piss these guys off, my chances are going to be slim to none to get out of here. Let me take my shit. Let me take the shit they're going to give me. Let me handle it. Let me do the best job that I possibly can so that I can get my family out of here. And they portrayed that very well. And the actor did a great job at that, keeping that stern, stoic look the whole time.
No, like you said, just focused.
Just radiated that sense of badassery. Like, you just knew Ahmed was gonna you knew he was gonna bring some violence to this movie.
Yeah,
just by looking at him, bald head, cool beard, ready to rip.
Didn't smile once.
Yeah, only a smirk at the end.
Did he gave us a smirk at the end?
Very subtle smirk.
God, I didn't even know that.
I really enjoyed also talking about the character arc of John Kinley, because again, he had that ego in the beginning, and then Ahmed, of course, was the same guy the whole way through. Ahmed was the cause of change for John Kinley. He's been
surviving for a long time.
Yeah.
So
like,
there's no ego anymore. This guy has truly just been reduced to essentially just an animal.
I mean, when you live in those
being hunted.
When you live in those kind of conditions, I mean, I'm reading the book Dune right now, and like the Fremen in Dune, like those are just hardened people because they have to survive this harsh terrain since they are born. Yep. You know what I mean? So they don't play around. They're just the toughest people possible. And it's the same way with him. Like he just grew up in this harsh environment.
It's a good connection. Yeah, he's just straight to the point. No game, no gimmicks. Let's do this.
But so John Kinley, he had this ego. And I'm sure that him realizing he had that ego is also a reason why he said he felt like he had a hook in him, because he didn't really appreciate Ahmed, and he realized, wow, this guy literally went through the worst thing possible and pushed through the impossible to save my life. And then I liked how at the very end, the final shot where they're both looking at each other in the plane on their way home back to the U.S. And he nods. Ahmed nods to him, gives him like a slight smirk. And John Kinley just kind of nods his head, no smile, because it wasn't a thing of him being proud of himself. It wasn't a thing of him like doing the good thing. He was doing what he had to do. Yeah. Like he had no choice to do that. So it's not like he was like, don't worry, bro, I got you.
Yeah.
It was like, no, like I had to. Like I did not have a choice but to save you. Yeah. You know what I mean? I like that. How they kept that consistent.
Yeah. There was just no way that John Kinley was going to be able to go on with the rest of his life unless he saw it through, that he at least made the attempt to save Ahmed. And his wife understood that, which, I mean, hey, kick-ass wife. John Kinley's wife. Wow.
Well, it's kind of like a lot of soldiers that come back, especially in the lone survivor story, they have survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
And when you have... he had a version of survivor's guilt, except that he could do something about it because Ahmed was still alive.
Yeah.
So he had that guilt so hard that he didn't.
And he knew he had the connections. He knew that the only people when he goes to like his colonel's office or whatever, and they think they're about to punish him.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much like, no, I'm actually here to tell you that y'all fucked up and y'all owe him because you owe me. And the blonde guy in the beginning is like, I've been in contact with his brother. He won't tell me his location. And Jake Gyllenhaal's character is just like, well, if I show up, I'm going to get the location, obviously. So I like that.
The one thing that I wish they would have done, I think maybe one thing they could have done a little bit better is I know he had a lot of friction and he had a lot of trouble trying to get the visas. But I wish when he went there, they tried to chew him out and they weren't on board with him, like the U.S. And when he went to the office, when they were going to chew him out for all the voicemails and messages and calls he's been leaving and being aggressive on the phone with all the people trying to get the visa, I do wish that they kind of would have had a little bit of more of telling them to like chill out, like stop. Like you can't go over there and save him. Like, are you crazy? I wish they would have like kind of pressed him a little bit more. Just to show his will. Because, of course, we knew how much will he had to go get it. Like, we knew how important it was to him. But if they would have been, like, not shunning him, but they would have been against him going and saying, like, you're crazy, you're out of your mind. Like, why would you be doing that?
Yeah.
Then that would have really, truly showed how important it was to him and how much he was like, no, fuck you. I don't care what you say.
Yeah. So, on top of that, I agree. But one thing that either we missed or they just never planted it really in the movie is when John Kinley looks at the colonel in this scene, and he's pretty much saying like, you owe me. And you're like, wait, what are you talking about? And John Kinley just drops the bomb on the fact that his supervisor, like John Kinley saved his supervisor like 8 years ago, saved his life. And he said that, and we got no explanation for that. There was no context like leading up to that. Like he just dropped that bomb, and then the colonel just looks at him and is like, okay. And we just had to roll with that, which I was fine. It was okay.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't. It definitely would have been cooler to have a little bit more context on that.
We have like, did we miss something? I don't think we did. Like the only thing I could think of is maybe John Kinley maybe like telling a story to Ahmed about the one time that he saved somebody's life. Like,
but even then, that's kind of just corny exposition where they're just kind of forcing you to hear this. You know, I don't think that even would have been
maybe
the best
even
thing.
at the beginning, like him talking to the colonel, and like maybe it shows a picture of him and John Kinley like in their office. Because if I had seen that at the beginning, I would have been like, huh, that's weird for a superior to just like have that.
You know, it would have been a smart way to do it, I think, is if maybe when he's in his office and he's asking for he's like telling him like, I don't give a fuck what you do. Remember that? Because that was the same guy.
He's like, I'm happy to have never had this conversation.
Right. So we kind of know they had a close relationship there, but it would have been cool maybe if that guy was talking to his wife on the phone and the wife wanted to, she knew that John was in the room too, she wanted to talk to John.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you know, saved his life. So then that could have been an easy way to explain that situation.
They didn't really give us anything like that.
Unless we missed it in the beginning, but I don't think we did.
I don't think so. But again, maybe we'll have to kind of look that part up, because that one just like kind of caught me off guard. But again, wasn't really too pissed about seeing John Kinley getting a dub and going back to Afghanistan, beating Homelander. Although Homelander totally wrecked it at the end, saying like, dude, if you told me you were John Kinley, yeah. I would have sent you with the whole fucking army. Like,
I guess, yeah, I mean, I
think John Kinley was probably thinking he had to keep his identity a secret, because if he had told them who he was, they would have been like, well, hell no, you are the number one target on the Taliban's list. Like, as soon as they find out where you are, like, that's a lot of men in danger on our part, for our side. They
were also worried that the Taliban would find out that he's in the country. They might have connects in the Afghani military. And so they would have found out that, John Kinley just checked in, his passport just came through. And they would have known. So he came in through a different alias, I guess. But still, you probably could have told him when you got there, I'm not Rick James, bitch.
Yeah. No, but that is what I'm saying. Like, he was probably thinking, if I tell them, they won't want to help me because I'm way too high of a target.
Yeah.
Like, that puts way too many of their men at risk. But obviously, maybe he just underestimated Homelander's character.
Maybe he thought.
Anthony, he might have thought, like, okay, like, this is just a mercenary. He probably doesn't have shit. And the next thing we know, Anthony Starr has a fucking Air Force.
Of Death.
Yeah, the Angel of Death Air Force plane, like, just dropping C-130 bombs on these guys' heads. I bet Jake Gyllenhaal saw that and he was like, fuck, I could have just rode in on that thing.
Yeah, dude. I wonder where they filmed that. This could have been
like a 2-day mission.
Where do they film that? In New Mexico?
I have no idea.
Because, the terrain obviously matches, like, Lone Survivor. It's the same rocky mountain.
Uh-huh. Is that where they shot Lone Survivor?
I have no idea. I would have. New Mexico looks like that. They got the mountains. Arizona's more red dirt, though. Let's see. Where did they film The Covenant? Yeah, what did people not like about this movie?
Again, only person I heard that
Spain.
had I was gonna say like South America, but
it makes sense. Guy Ritchie's from Europe. You know, he's.
Oh, really?
He's English.
Is he?
That's why all his movies are.
Oh, okay. I mean, not this one.
Not this one. Every other one of his movies.
I was only 2 in, so.
There's another movie that I want you to watch that I think you would really enjoy. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That's a Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay.
Sick. It's same Snatch, same vibe.
Gotcha. Was this, as a Guy Ritchie fan, you are?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I guess I am wrong, because I have seen Snatch and I have seen The Gentleman, although I just didn't know it was a Guy Ritchie movie. Is this pretty much like something completely different than what he usually does?
It's definitely a little bit different, but it still has that Guy Ritchie twist to it.
Does it?
I was going to say the one critique I might have, it's like a 50-50 critique. I'm kind of for it, kind of not. I'm not really sure. But I felt like the American soldier banter was kind of corny. they just talk like every American soldier character talks, where they just kind of like, are they sexual? Well, that's how guys talk. But it's like, it's just kind of corny, I think.
It's corny.
But they talk sexual to each other, and they're like pretending to be gay, and they're just giving each other a hard time and just talking about dumb shit. Like it wasn't too bad where it was cringy.
So that's what I was actually gonna say is like, I appreciate good military dialogue, although I couldn't tell you like exactly the last time I really heard it. Probably Fury, the Brad Pitt movie. I feel like there's a lot of like good dialogue of like soldiers that are like fucked up. They've seen way too much. And I feel like we didn't really get enough of that in this movie, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because obviously the story is two guys pretty much saving each other, and so, but I'm just saying, like, at the beginning of the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal is the leader of this squad, and he does lose all of them, and they obviously had been through some shit for a long time because they lost the first guy, like in the intro scene. Oh man, what's his name?
Chow Chow.
Chow Chow didn't die in the beginning, but one of them did.
Oh yeah, Jake.
Something like that. One of them.
Jack.
Yeah, I think it was Jack. One of them passes away. Like he gets blown up, and like they are like still pissed about it. They're even saying stuff like, "What is the point of even finding these bombs? It's not going to bring Jack back." And then, so it's like little dialogue like that. Like, if you're gonna do that to me, like I want to hear. I mean, I want to hear at least one like backstory about Jack and like how much he meant to them. Like show like that they're human. Like all these people have families that they got to go back to. Like they're in this war for a purpose. Like what made them get there? Like I appreciate that kind of stuff.
The one argument I would have against that is because it might distract you from the main story of the main idea of what this movie's about, and it's about this redemption of him getting the interpreter.
So I could see why they didn't do that, but I also would have appreciated the fact for a war movie, because I think that's a thing for me whenever I think about like really being put more, and obviously I don't truly have any kind of comprehension of it, but when I do think about it, I think about like you're in like the survivor mode for a long time, and then once you're in that for so long and something does like shockingly happen to you, like being ambushed by the Taliban, and then you think you might have a little bit of it under control, you're still in the in the mindset of I could die at any moment, but you're also probably thinking like, well, we're more trained than them, like stick to the training. And then like all of a sudden, when they are first ambushed in the movie, those two last guys, like them really like looking around and seeing that they're surrounded by Taliban, like I kind of just want to see more of. Before that, I want to like hear like their backstories just a little bit more, and like really get like a little bit more depth into them. Mm-hmm. So when I do see them finally understand that they're really not gonna make it, like it hits me harder.
Yeah, but then you got to make the story more about them, But like they gave the backstory of Ahmed and John Kinley, so like those are the characters we need to care about.
Yes, but you could care about those, but I still think like a tragic character is still very important to any story.
Yeah, and like
you don't have to give that tragedy to every single person, right. But the last two that died in that ambush, like maybe you could have done a little bit more on like their humanity.
Yeah, maybe showing their best friends or something.
So just something like that,
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I didn't like. At first, I wasn't really liking all the nicknames. They're just like all these silly nicknames, even though they do have those. It's just. But I remembered it's Guy Ritchie, and Guy Ritchie loves to have his characters have cool nicknames.
Yeah.
Snatch. He had a bunch of funny names. Everybody got funny names, little nicknames.
And so I guess what, maybe that in a way that does kind of show like how much of a family they were. Like all those nicknames are nicknames that they all gave each other. So like they are a family essentially.
Yeah.
So
you even could have shown their bond even more by maybe hazing the new guy a little bit by not giving him a beer.
Yeah.
You know, maybe because then that would. I don't think.
See, yeah, that one was. I was like, okay.
I was surprised they gave him a beer.
Yeah.
I thought they would have been like jokingly saying "fuck you" and not giving him a beer just to be funny.
Jake's like, hey, when do you think you deserve your first beer? And he's like, whenever you think I'm ready. He's like, well, you're not fucking ready.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna chug it. Just something like that.
Yeah, I drank like half his beer.
Yeah.
And handed it to him.
Exactly.
But then it might have been looking like bullying, and maybe it would have came off like they're shitty guys.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I wouldn't have thought that either, but maybe that's why he didn't do it.
Because he was perfectly content to not drink that beer at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's one beer, bro. But one beer in fucking hot-ass Afghanistan during a wartime.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
That shit probably hits different.
Oh, my God, yeah.
A hot beer just after cutting grass hits different. Imagine if you're surviving in the desert. Dude, that would be the best beer of your fucking goddamn life.
You enjoy things when you really don't think they're going to last much longer, so.
And that bond they have is, immeasurable. That's why I'm not comparing fraternity life to war. But I'm just saying that's why hazing works because it sucks and you get closer. Yeah. So if you're going to war, imagine how close those guys get.
Absolutely. I wasn't going to walk that thin of a line, but
I clearly stated I was not comparing the two. Do not get me wrong, okay? I'm just saying.
Kade Harvey just gets it. Kade Harvey actually does completely understand what it means to be a foot soldier.
Dude, it's crazy? I've heard some stories of guys talk about when they're overseas fighting, when they first arrive and they get on the trucks, they have these things they call them like, I forget what they call them, but you hear like the whistle of bullets over your head when you're driving into the base because they got snipers that are just shooting at you sometimes. And so when you first hear them, they're duck and they get scared and they're like hiding behind as you would naturally. But as time progresses because humans are very adaptable. So as you adapt to this dangerous environment and you're stuck on this war base, when you start to hear those whistles again, you get excited. I've heard stories of guys where they hear that and they get excited. They're like, oh, where's the gunfight at? Like they want to go fight just because that's their new reality is war and they just adapt to it.
It makes sense, but it's also like just insane to really think about.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like when you are, I don't even know, I don't know, like there's so many different positions that you can have, especially being like a foot soldier, like on the ground. Like there might just be a lot of guys that just sit around on base and are truly there just for like security, protection.
The police.
So, like, it's like weeks and months of literally just being out in the hot sun and no action at all. So, like just over years, maybe you've only been in like 4 fights a year. So by the time it's like your 5th or 6th year, it's like, damn, like don't get many of these. Like gotta really relish this moment.
Yeah. Plus you have so much more training as opposed to the Taliban. Like the Taliban probably have zero training, truly.
Yeah.
They have training, but it's probably
this nothing. Movie, like I feel like has to illustrate that in some sense because it's also, let's just be honest here, let's call it how we see it. It's one of those movies where it's like, damn, the villains just can't hit any shots.
I was about to argue that they actually hit shots.
Yes, obviously they hit a few shots.
Like I thought they made the Taliban better than any other movie usually makes them.
Really?
Because Lone Survivor, they do kill them all, but it was like 100 Taliban to kill 4 dudes. But it took, 20 of them. I think they said they killed 40 Taliban on those guys. But like they actually think about it, bro. He's behind the gun, headshot. You never see a Taliban guy giving a headshot.
I think I'm just thinking of honestly the final scene when they're just running across the dam and they crouch and they get up, but there's like fucking 12 of these Taliban that are just shooting, and there's just more Taliban coming shooting, and nobody can land a bullet on anybody. They finally get old guy in the arm. Yeah. But other than that, but maybe that just illustrates how bad they are at shooting, and that could just be the truth. Yeah.
I wish I would have been cool to see maybe John like get beat up to get them out. Like he goes through hell to get them out.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets shot again and suffers through and just kind of. I thought at the end for sure he was gonna go sacrifice himself.
I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was gonna be dead in this movie.
I thought he was gonna have one more grenade, pull the pin, and run in the middle and just suicide bomb. Metaphor.
Damn, that is some dark irony.
I thought he would have done. I thought for sure he was. If not that, because I didn't think if he had another grenade, he probably would have thrown that bitch. But I thought he was gonna for sure sacrifice himself.
I think I even said that. Like whenever he was out of bullets with the pistol, I was like maybe one more grenade.
We're watching it, and right before they get to the dam, they turn the truck and they block it off, and so they block the entrance to the dam. And Gray's like, blow the truck up, just jokingly. And then immediately Jake Gyllenhaal pulls out a grenade and Gray goes, oh, really? So perfectly timed.
At least I know that my survival instincts are kind of correct.
Blow up the truck, block the entrance.
Yeah, but then, and I understand that like they really just don't have much time to like really like parallel park. But I just, whenever he like was like, all right, hey, block the entrance to the tunnel with the truck. And then he does. And I'm like, oh, genius. Perfect. Like, great idea. And then he blows up the truck. And I'm like, oh, damn. Like, I was right. But then they show, like, how he really didn't block off much. Like, they just, like, ran around the truck. There was so much room for them to get, like...
But the trucks is what needed to stop. They need to stop the trucks.
Right, yeah.
Because then they got all the weapons.
Like I said, he didn't have time to be like, okay, let me like get a good angle here. Like, let me parallel park, and, you know. But would have been nice if he could have.
Would have been nice. How does the angel of death at the very end that's just nuking the Taliban, how do they know exactly where John is? They are just like... You know what I mean?
I guess he could probably, like, because it's through, like, a thermo lens, and they can just probably see, like, okay, there's, like, 18 characters all running towards this direction.
Yeah, and the guy's crouched.
There's no way that's John Kinley.
And the guy's crouched in the corner. Okay, that's probably them. Let's not shoot toward them.
But no, like, can they really tell if that's, like, a guy crouched in a corner? Like, I don't know if it, like, zooms in.
No, you can. They're actually pretty high definition. I've seen, like, the actual... Somebody who served showed me, like, actual footage that they had. And they I have a story to tell you after.
Okay, well, then there's your answer. Like, they definitely
and it's HD. I'm gonna tell you the story after. I'm not gonna say it on the air, but
okay,
it's HD.
Is it? Whoa.
It's nothing. I mean, it's not. I don't see anybody. Actually, no. Well,
don't want to play.
This story's not them seeing people get killed, but you can definitely see like the outline of the person, and you kind of see like the shadows of the person.
It's that clear.
Yeah, like it's clear. It's like Call of Duty.
Whoa.
Just like Call of Duty.
That's
maybe a little less than Call of Duty. But still,
you can definitely tell the outline of like what a person, like what position they're in.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, if they're carrying a pistol or an assault rifle, that kind of thing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
you can't see their face, but you know that like if somebody's on their knee, you know they're on their knee. It's not just like a blob.
That's pretty crazy. Well, then, yeah, I mean that's how they did it in the movie, because they definitely could see one guy like not moving from his corner, and then they see like 18 other guys like running at him like da 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 da. Like, those are our guys.
What do you rate this movie?
As much as I really did like it, I think we've already just kind of dissected a lot of kind of just, like, it was good pacing for a good war story, which I really appreciated. Obviously, the last war movie that we watched just blew our minds on just how unrealistic it was. I think that was just a letdown for us.
There was a parallel I was going to... Oh, okay. I was going to have a parallel. I was thinking about it during watching it about Sisu. And I liked how they clearly identified and it made sense why they wanted to keep them alive in the beginning. Because it's always dumb when you're like, why do they not shoot them? But we knew because it's the Taliban. And we also know the Taliban likes to chop heads off and film it. So it makes sense. Like, no, we want them alive.
Yeah,
they clearly stated that.
They want, because I'm sure at some point they even found out like, oh, this is actually the leader of
Yeah, and
the American group, and he's with the traitor
Ahmed.
Yeah. So
and I think, and I think if I remember correctly, in Sisu there was one point where they decided to keep him alive for like literally no reason.
Yeah,
and it's like, why? Kill him.
We got a lot of hate for the Sisu movie, and you know what? I just don't give a damn. I truly don't understand how anybody was like, "Wow, what a fantastic movie."
Well, let me tell you this: the only people that comment negatively on Instagram reels are idiots.
Oh,
I'm not trying to like diss these people. I'm just saying that usually people
but you did just diss them. You just called them idiots.
Yeah, they're probably not very smart.
I mean,
they're angry.
The guy that said like, "Oh, I bet these guys just want a lot more woke in Hollywood." I was like, "Well, you clearly haven't listened to like an actual episode.
You have no idea who we are."
Anyways, no. Hey, listen. Anybody and everybody is entitled to their own opinion, whether you hate or like the stuff that we say. Specifically, what I say. For me, what I'm about to say right now. I just, quite frankly, don't give a damn. But it's nice if it's nice. Yeah. I appreciate the niceness.
I actually like getting the negative comments because then it kind of...
I love the negative comments. Why is it so sick and twisted?
No, I like it only because it means that we're reaching a broad amount of people, because negative comments are usually way less than the positive things that people feel about it or might be saying to themselves when they watch them.
Yeah.
Right? So if there's a lot of negative comments, that means there is even more positive comments. At least that's what I think is how it works. There's probably more positive than there's negative, unless it's something terrible.
Yeah.
Unless it's something terrible, then it's obviously majority might be negative.
Yes.
But anyway.
But no, thank you for all the comments, loving and hateful. We'll take what we can get. But my rating of this movie, 6.5.
What?
Yeah, 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but the story's nothing like insane.
6.5.
6.5. Just as far as like the plot, I'm a big plot guy. And
that was a badass plot. What do you mean?
There weren't any plot twists. I'm a plot twist guy.
There needs to be a plot twist in order for you to enjoy a movie and give it a higher rating.
Don't judge my rating or hate my rating. It's mine. 6.5, because as much as I loved this story and was inspired by this story, I loved the pacing of this movie. It was good. I just, So
you're saying this movie is close to Taxi Driver?
What did I rate Taxi Driver?
Like a 6?
I did not rate Taxi Driver a 6.
Would you rate it?
Had to have been lower than that.
6 is like a movie that is
fine.
Like not good.
Well, I just said 6.5. I said 6.5.
What? I'm trying to remember our ratings so I could... Because I think maybe...
What if I rated Taxi Driver a 6, then this is a 7.5.
I was going to give it an 8.
That's fine. That's pretty close to 7.5.
But you didn't say that.
Well,
I was an 8 before you said 7.5.
6.5.
Right, yeah. Fucked up my joke.
No, listen. If you fact check me, if Taxi Driver was a 6, I'm wrong. This is 7.5. I'm not going higher than an 8.
That's fine. I don't expect you to go higher than an 8.
But
I think
in the reality of movies and just, character development and again, plot twist, it's a very predictable movie. I mean, which is fine. That's fine. As long as, you could still keep an audience enticed even if it is more predictable. But, for me, I love a good, oh shit, no way. What? Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ahmed was CIA the whole time?
Well, it's okay. So what would you rate Django Unchained?
10.
That doesn't have any plot twists. There's some oh shit moments because it's a cool story.
I'll take some oh shit, but yeah, there's plot twists.
What? Like what?
I'm trying to think. But I didn't just watch Django. I just watched The Covenant. So my mind's not on Django right now. You can't just expect me to flip flop.
flip flop.
No, but there's definitely plot twists in Django.
I'm not sure that's accurate.
I mean,
there's things that happen that you don't expect.
Yeah.
There's no plot twists.
It's still an unpredictable movie. You don't know what's really going to happen. This is an American
but a plot twist story. A plot twist is like whenever you think this happens and it just completely 180.
Okay,
like, oh,
fine.
Wait, what the
fuck? Fine. Maybe I didn't mean plot twist, but I did mean a more original screenplay.
You meant unpredictable. You don't know what's happening. Story's just kind of like, oh, wait, I did not see this coming.
I understand that Ahmed and what he did for John Kinley is an incredible story. But obviously, if I'm watching it in the movie theater or on the couch, like, I'm pretty sure I know he's going to make it. Yeah. Otherwise, that movie doesn't get made.
Yeah, John... Yeah.
Which sucks, but that is just the reality for me.
8 might be pretty high, but I'm going to keep it because I said it.
Okay. Then fine, I'm keeping it at 6.5. Fuck the 7.5. Fuck you. I still support all my troops.
I might lower to 7.5.
No.
7.7.
No. You said 8 and you said you're going to keep it at 8.
This is a free goddamn country. Did you not just watch The Covenant?
Amen and God bless. Absolutely. 6.5 for me just because I pretty much knew what was going to happen, although I did enjoy the way that it was shot. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the acting. It was a good movie to watch. My roommate's
Fuck it, going back to 8.
My roommate is not an idiot. I just don't understand what he meant by the pacing was slow. This was not a slowly paced movie.
I think what he meant is that he's an idiot.
Yep, that is, you're right. That is what I meant.
Yeah.
6.5. I don't regret it. But our country is a solid 10. Maybe a 9. Maybe an 8.5.
I think what the country stands for is a 10.
Yes.
I think what it does, it's dwindling down. It might be a 6.5.
Damn, we got to keep it to the movies. No. 6.5. That's yeah. I think
7.5. Me and Gray both said 7.5. That's our final answer. Lock it in.
6.5.
Nope.
6.5.
No, it's gotta be higher than 6.5.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be anything. It's a free goddamn country.
I said that.
Yeah, so stick to it. Stick to your 8. All right.
I did. Okay. I went back. I reverted. I said 8.
Okay, 6.5 and 8. Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to get the hate for it.
Not from your roommate. And your dad, right? Your dad didn't like it?
I don't think my dad's seen this movie.
I thought you said your dad watched it and he didn't like it.
The Covenant? No, that wasn't me that said that.
You said somebody else seen it, and it wasn't Shy.
It was Shy and Sam, his girlfriend.
No, you said somebody else. I thought.
You got me confused for the wrong guy, pal. Do a podcast with that guy.
No, it definitely was you. I just don't remember who you said. Maybe it was Shy. Maybe I just misremembered.
Shy and Sam, and that's pretty
your dad.
Not my dad. That is
they all
totally,
watch it together.
Yeah. Shy.
Sigma Chi.
This was, yeah.
Gray's dad is also Sigma Chi, by the way. In Hoke.
And God bless America. And
The Covenant was enjoyable.
It was enjoyable.
I definitely recommend watching it.
Yes. I ignore the fact that 6.5 doesn't sound like the most positive. This is a good fucking movie to watch. You'll enjoy it. But you're also, it's pretty predictable.
Let's go. All right, one more thing before we wrap this up. I want to mention this. It was pretty funny. Whenever he's like, he tells him that they're going on, whenever they're at the intersection and he's like, hey, this is a bad idea. What does he say when he's like, you trying to teach me fucking English? When John Kinley said that, that was pretty funny.
He, fuck.
I know he said, I'm not a translator, I'm an interpreter.
Yeah, he said that, but, oh, God, I totally. I know which one you're talking about, which scene you're talking about. The problem is I don't remember which word that Jake Gyllenhaal used, and I don't remember which word Ahmed corrected. I just remember hearing the exchange. I was like, "Oh shit, that's funny!" Like he got him. And Jake Gyllenhaal. Well, the best part of that scene was it took Jake Gyllenhaal like 2 seconds to like process that he had come up with a better word than him.
What was? Damn it, dude! This is annoying for the listeners if they probably probably can't remember like we do unless they have seen it or haven't seen it. The Covenant, teach English scene. Yeah, that was funny. Guy Ritchie makes some good dialogue. He writes some good dialogue.
Yeah. Like you reminding me of that scene, I totally forgot about it, but I do remember thinking it was really funny that Jake Gyllenhaal's character, like it took him even like 2 seconds to really process. Like, wait, fuck you.
Well, because he truly believes that he is his superior.
Yeah,
like he thinks you are like, I'm way better in every aspect than you are. You're just here to translate for me.
Yeah.
And Ahmed's like, no, I'm not. I'm actually gonna save your fucking life here in a few minutes.
Yep.
All right.
I'll tell you what. A movie like this, I got this mustache coming in, and movies like this make me really want to keep it going. So,
amen to the mustaches. Amen to the U.S. of A. Except for all the horrible things that it does. Amen to all the interpreters out there that survived, and hopefully, they stay safe.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Wrapping it up,
man.
I don't know. I don't know, Gray.
What the fuck is going on?
I was trying to preach for a second.
All right,
I was going to send a good message out.
God bless America. Go watch The Covenant.
It was good. We're out.